and all in thrilling new living sound.
Brand new banger. Exclusive hot new mix. Let's go. It comes.
Hello, Lucas Nature fans. Welcome back to another exciting Lucas Chat podcast here today. We are back live in the studio, and of course, the prodigal voice returns. Tyrus, how are you?
I'm good. Back from business, and I'm ready to do this podcast for all of our Lucas Nation fans out there. We here back in Host Stream Studios, back in town, finally. I couldn't wait to get back in town.
All right, so we are back. Lucas Chat podcast is back here today for an epic podcast weekend. Now, I've tried this. We here at K.L.P Entertainment and Host Stream Studios, we have tried something very, very unique, something very, very new here. And we always want to make sure that we do a great podcast for all of our fans out there. And we are so good to be doing the Lucas Chat podcast weekend again. Tyrus, we got a new logo when you were gone.
Yeah, so very, very happy to see the logo. It looks really, really nice. Lucas Nation and Leicester Nation fans, that this logo is official. This is our official theme name here, and this is the official logo. It's not changing. It's not going anywhere. Still season 7, I believe, but can't wait to do season 8 all the way to season 100 if we make it that far. But we're back here, and Kennedy, I really say that you did a real good job at growing the studio here with the new microphones and the new setup and the new record system, and it looks so good. So you've been quite busy making some new beats, some new music, and some collaborations. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I actually started doing some collaborations, and for Lucas Nation and Lucas Nation fans out there, we did a new collaboration called About Us. Of course, I'm rapping on a collaboration with King Benjamin and Colossus, good friends of mine here in the studio and good friends from college. So, got that out right now. It's out right now. By the time you hear the podcast, the new film is out. Yes, it's a new film. It's called #Rep Your City. I've worked really, really hard on that film, and I'm really glad to see the success and the growth of that film. So hopefully you guys are, ready for something like that, and just very, very excited to do it. We've got new movies coming out, like the Grand Event of the Cayman Islands. Tyrus, I know you're really excited about that movie.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that movie because we're actually compacting this movie. Movies that we normally do take about an hour and a half, but we're cramming this movie into 30 minutes. So I can't wait to see how our casting is lined up, and I can't wait to see how this development works. So I'm ready for it for today. I'm ready.
Okay, so enough talking about what's to come here at K.L.P Entertainment and Host Stream Studios. We're here to talk about a great movie that's out right now, y'all. This new movie, American Assassin, it is out right now, starring Dylan O'Brien, Michael Keegan, Sanaa Lathan, Shiva Nagir, and Taylor Keisht, if I pronounced the last name right. Of course, this movie, it's awesome. I went to theaters. I went to theaters the other day, and I went to go see this movie, and it's really, really, it's really action, but it just makes sense. So, American Assassin is a 2017 American action thriller film directed by Michael Kushta, if I pronounced that name right, written by Steven Schmidt. Again, these names are just Michael Finch and Edward Nowik and Marshall Harris. Again, these names, they must be like German or something. These names are, based off Vince Flynn's 2010 novel of the same name, American Assassin, starring the stars of Dylan O'Brien, Michael Keegan. Of course, Michael Keegan, he's making his comeback. Wouldn't you say, Tyrus?
Yeah, he's making that comeback. Michael Keegan is coming back into action. He was recently in the newest film of the Spider-Man Homecoming movie. So that was very, very exciting to see. It's good to see that the beautiful Sanaa Lathan is back in action in films. She's been in TV shows and she's been in many, many films, but it's good to see that she is back in the big screen doing some good things, especially this movie. She's really, really beautiful in this movie, and I just really love it. Shiva Nagira and Taylor Kadish. Again, these names. I agree with Kennedy. These names are different. That's followed by the CIA Black Ops recruit Mitch Rapp. It's played by, of course, Dylan O'Brien, who helps the Cold War veterans to try to stop the launching of the nuclear weapon in the Middle East. This film was released in the United States of September 15th, 2017, a couple of days ago, if you would say, and it has grossed $32 million worldwide and received mixed reviews of critics who described the plot as a cliched, without thrills, very mundane, and but praised by the cast's performance. Of course, this movie is really, really good. So if you, it seems that this movie is great, but Kennedy, you have to say, this movie took a hit. So normally, when you budget out your movies, you're supposed to make at least 1 or 2 times more than what you budget out for to get a great commission in a film. This movie, and Lucas and Lister Nation fans, I'll just say it, this movie's budget was $33 million. Kennedy, can you guess the box office score?
Wouldn't it be like in 50 million maybe? I mean, it said it grossed 32. So wait, is the answer 32?
Yes, 32.
Wow.
So we have to say this movie took a hit, because if your budget is 33 million and you can only gross out 32, so that means you lost $1 million somewhere there in that gap. If you do the math, if my math is correct, and Lester Nation fans, my math sometimes is not always correct, but that's a hit. So it's very upsetting to see a good movie like this fall, but it's all about the numbers, it's all about the dollars in this film industry business. Of course, Kennedy, you know here, anybody in Holstrom Studios about movie budgeting.
Yeah, I know. Budgeting is very vital. It's very important into a film. So when you lose money, that's not always a good thing. That's never a good thing if you ask me. So yeah, that's the hit. Mitch Rapp, played by Dylan O'Brien, and his girlfriend are on vacation in Spain when a radical Islamic team or some sort destroys the land and do this breach on the beach and shoots down the civilians with assault rifles. Of course, admitted to the carnage, Rapp frantically attempts to find his girlfriend, but unable to prevent her death at the hands of these terrorists. 18 months later, Rapp is now in consume of his desire for vengeance of these terrorists here into this film to track down the leader who killed his girlfriend. So I probably would have done the same thing in real life. If my significant other or my secret lover or my lover out there is dead due to terrorists, I would go try to find the leader. Not saying that I'm out there looking for terrorists right now, but I probably would have, went out. I would have done the same thing that the character did in this movie. Of course, Mitch Rapp goes around the states trying to find the elites of the CIAs, and of course that's when Sanaa Lathan comes in. She is the director of the CIA. She takes Mitch Rapp, the character Dylan O'Brien is the real name, takes the character onto a ranch where they will find the character of Michael Keegan. Of course, Michael Keegan's character is like this total badass CIA optics agent, like he's a tremendously badass into this movie, and he's training Mitch Rapp to go out and find these terrorists so that way they can die because of their crimes. Of course, they've been on the hit list of the CIA, and now they're implementing it out more for a lot of characters out there. They're implementing it where they would go out and go find these terrorists and kill them. They're launching a nuclear bomb to be released in the Middle East, And of course, in the movie, again, for all of you Lucas Nation and Listener Nations out there, spoiler alert, towards the end of the movie, Midrap, played by Dylan O'Brien, finds the key leader, beats him up, kills him, finds the nuclear bomb, and tries to derail its course of where the bomb was supposed to be at, and launches it into the sea, the ocean, where they will find the Navy sitting there, and they're under wraps because, again, they're the Navy, they're doing their jobs, and of course we don't really know how how things will play out. Towards the end, of course, the bombs explode in the ocean and away from human life and society itself. So again, this movie, it is not, I wouldn't say that it wasn't a cliche per se. Do I think that they probably will make more? Possibly so. What do you think, Tyrus?
Yeah, I think they will make more. Movies like this, they're not going to do a trilogy. They're not going to do that.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. They're not going to do that. They're not going to make a trilogy out of this movie. They're going to make it where it's just maybe a sequel, and then they're going to cut it quits. Because, again, towards the end of this movie, again, spoiler alert for all you guys out there, towards the end of the movie, Midrap, played by Dylan O'Brien, will find one of the commissioners for the Islamic, I want to say land. I don't really remember what part of Islam or European country, but finds the leader that was another responsible hit list on their hit list, and he kills him. Towards the end, our mind is portraying that Midrap kills the guy. Again, he gets on the elevator. Midrap is there, played by Dylan O'Brien, and he smirks, and then it cuts to the credits. So we don't really know what happened there. We don't really know if he kills him or not. Our minds are saying, yeah, he's dead now. Not now, like him now, but like he's dead in the movie. But do I think they're gonna make more of this? Possibly a sequel. I don't see it going to a trilogy or having 4 series of this film. Typically, most novels, they have sequels, but with this, they're going to just have a sequel and they're going to call it quits after that. But it's a great movie. I don't think it's a cliche. I think it's, it hits it right on the head. It's very good entertainment. It's fast-paced, and it's thinking about optics and tactics and strategies. So I really don't think this movie is so much of a cliche, because I think that this really hits it home for another action thriller film, because it did keep us out of our toes. It did got me going, like, what's going to happen next.
Yeah, so I really, I don't think it's gonna. I agree with you, Tyrus. I don't think it's a cliche. I think it's another action movie. Action movies and thriller movies are kind of all the rage right now in today's society, and superhero movies. I don't really think this is going to be another cliche, but I am praying for the people. Of course, again, as a movie law, when you budget more and you box office less, that's a hit. That's a loss of money. So I hope they're able to recoup and to really think about their fan base and really get back to them on that, and hopefully that they are going to become better. I hope that this movie, if and when they make a sequel, hopefully they gross more than what they made this movie hit. Of course, 33 million, and then you box office at 32. That has to be approximately $1 million loss on their end. So I hope they are, they're really going out for it. So of course this movie was only released in the U.S. So that's funny. That's just really funny. And then it's from Lionsgate. Lionsgate is a huge film company out there, and to see that Lionsgate took a hit on this film, that's sad. It's sad for me as a filmmaker. It's sad for me as a producer. So I really do hope they are able to bounce back on the movie. So this has been Lucas Chat Podcast over American Assassin. But stay tuned, guys. This weekend we're going to be doing a lot of podcasts, so stay tuned for that as well. Of course, check out #RepYourCity on our YouTube channel right now at K.L.P Entertainment. And of course, check out the new, and which I almost forgot to mention, the new K.L.P network has been developed and redesigned. Tyrus, can you believe that we reach over 5,000 people have subscribed to the K.L.P network?
That is a huge accomplishment. Over 5,000 people have at least seen the network and subscribed. I am really, really proud of that growth, and I hope the network continues to grow. And hopefully, we are having some new things here for the main website. And speaking of the main website, Kennedy, you like to almost forgot. We have now, as a live website executive, we have now merged the Lucas Chat Podcast web page tab from the live website onto the main website. So now, if you go to the main website at www.lucas94.wingstop.com/KOPE, you guys are going to see a tab called the Lucas Chat Podcast. Click on it, and you'll see the new tab where we're going to be publishing our podcast. We're still going to be doing podcasts on the other site, but we are going to merge our collaboration podcast for me and Kennedy on that website. So go check it out, because it's just really fantastic.
So, ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it. I am very happy to have Tyrus back in town, and can't wait for more podcasts to come this weekend. This has been the Lucas Chat Podcast with your host, Kennedy Lucas, and
Tyrus Lester.
And all
Locking out.
in thrilling new living sound.
Brand new banger. Exclusive hot new mix. Let's go.